Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays Banished. I believe we are on episode 13, and I'm just taking a brief second here. Episode 13, and my population is basically the same exact size as it was when we started, so that's a pretty good sign, I would say. It's been a couple of days, so I'm just taking a quick look. We're in early winter, we have no firewood, everyone's freezing to death. That's a pretty bad sign. Why don't you have anyone working there? Because we have 2 woodcutters, so we should crank this up to 2 woodcutters, and there we go. We have enough logs, but the supply chain is all fucked up. So the logs don't make it from this to this, and I don't know why that is. Maybe what we should do is construct like a tiny road that goes here. I'm hoping that we just manage to, at the very least, survive through this winter. By the way, I want to say, like, thanks to everyone in the comments who's actually leaving constructive feedback. It has helped me out a great deal here. That being said, I still find myself struggling, and it's not 100% Banished fault. It's probably like 95% my fault, but there are times when I look at this town and I'm like, the supply, what you need to do your job is there. It exists, and all you have to do is do it, but you're not doing it properly. And it's not due to our population size, because our population size relative to our resources is fine, I think. It's mostly due to the fact that I think there's just really inefficiencies in the way that our townspeople are handling their labor right now. So I'm just hoping we survive through the winter at least. We've got a pasture going here, which is doing all right. We've got a lot of logs, we've got a decent amount of stone and a decent amount of iron. We just need to live. What are we low on? Firewood, yeah, no kidding. 0 food, too, is not a good sign. Now, if I remember correctly, we did recently have kind of a major problem where, yeah, I know you're freezing to death. Everyone's freezing to death. Get over it. Huddle together for body temperature. We had kind of like a cataclysmic population drop. We lost maybe 15 to 20 people. I'm hoping that finally we are reaching the point where we can maybe reach sustainability. Okay, what did you run out of? Probably hides, right? Yeah. How many hunters do we have? Let me look into that. 3 hunters. That's good, but we could always use more. Now, what is our main priority, I guess? By next winter, I need to have better firewood production. I don't know why the firewood production is so slow. But, you know, we've got a lot of logs that should be coming in from over here. We've got, I mean, that's basically it, right? It should be fine. Our food production's looking all right. This crop field pisses me off to no end, and in fact, you know what? I'm going to pause it for a second, and what we might as well do is, destroy our storage barn here, because let me just make sure it's not being used. Yeah, I might as well destroy the storage barn, right? And then, use the resources from that for something else, I guess. So we'll set that for demolition. Because our population is not growing super quickly yet, I don't necessarily want to build more buildings. I think we still have, houses where people can move into. Or at the very least, you know, they can move into a boarding house for a while, and that'll work itself out. But, what are we low on now? Firewood. Still, even though it's spring. Interesting. I think this town has the infrastructure to actually get things done. I just think that maybe the inefficiencies with the supply chain are not fantastic. But if we just kind of idle for a couple of years here and just put our impact and our influence in places where it's 100% necessary, I think we should be fine. The health of our citizens is dropping here. Do I have I have an herbalist. Okay. Probably don't need 2 herbalists. What I might want to do is maybe, I'm just going to pause it for a second. Let's put a second fisherman up. How's the fisherman doing here? Not fantastic. A second fisherman could be good. Improve the health and happiness of our citizens. It still gives us 2 laborers. Only 1 builder. Is my builder doing anything right now? If not, why are they not doing anything? It's strange to me. Is this being dismantled? It is being dismantled. Okay. That's fine. Again, we'll just kind of sit back for a year and make sure things go okay. It blows my mind that we're in summer and we still can't get firewood production any faster than this. We have a ton of logs. Really, like 300 logs is enough to make a lot of firewood. And we're getting more on a very regular basis. We could probably use more foresters. Is this what my laborers are doing? They're still cutting down trees down here? Or is this our foresters working? Do we have a gatherer's hut? We do. Next population might want to put them on a gathering spree, basically. Finally, this will be demolished here. We have 2 farmers working on this pepper field. Is that what you call it? It feels like you should call it a pepper mill. I know what a pepper mill actually is, but seriously. We should be able to butcher these chickens fairly soon as well. Should I just put a stockpile here then? Is this like... Why are people dropping this here? The market's not full. Is the storage... Oh, because there maybe was something in there. Oh, no, you know what? Never mind. This is the resources from the storage barn that were used to make it, so that's fine. We have another laborer. I don't think it would be the worst thing in the world to have another gatherer start working. Let's find our most productive hut. It might be... Oh, there's only one person working on this one. This one's surrounded by some sweet trees. This one looks pretty good too, though. What's the production like here? This is the first season it's actually worked. Okay, what's the production like here? We got 2 gatherers. That's a really nice area. But I think maybe we'd get more benefit out of having just a second one here. So let's crank it up to 7, and I want to make this 2 of 2. I always struggle with figuring out how to make this work. So we want to not be 2 of 4. You're going to be 2 of 2. We've got to change all of our gatherers' huts a little bit. Let's make this one 1 of 1 for now. And this one should be 3 of 4. Sure, 3 of 3. And this should then mean that I have 2 gatherers working here now. If I'm correct. There we go. It's a little bit of a finicky interface, but it gets the job done. I couldn't make anything better, so I guess I can't criticize it. But for now, I'm just hoping that we have a good season here. I just want to follow this worker right here. Because this is... Clavelt is the farmer, one of the farmers, who is taking food somewhere. Where do they go with it? They do walk it all the way down to this storage barn, which blows my goddamn mind. Is there anything else being stored here? Not really. I almost feel like we should destroy that storage barn, and maybe they just store it here or in the market instead. So this is me, you know, rooting out inefficiencies in our town, and hopefully this won't destroy the 100 peppers. If it does, then I'm an idiot. But is it just because, like, that's where the road is connected? I don't know. I really don't know. So we're gonna break up the storage barn and hopefully put the tools somewhere else. If we leave the peppers out in the winter, then that's probably bad for business. I think we may have just have had someone die because we lost a laborer, but that's not the end of the world. As long as the town's still kind of cooking with gas here, I'm okay with it. And again, I really just want to make sure that for a couple of seasons we don't expand, because I think the problem we have right now is, you know, our town has expanded, but our population hasn't expanded, so we're not working at maximum efficiency. We have a lot of kind of bloat happening. Please, farmer number 2. They're still taking the peppers to the wrong storage barn. But next season, this will change. And I don't know. Even if they walk into this storage barn or the market, it's not 100% efficient, but it's better. Now, we do have 174 firewood. That looks pretty good. I have basically done, like, no input. All I am doing... Oh, what are we low on? Probably firewood and, just firewood and food? Firewood, food, yep. I think that'll be okay. Even though it seems like it certainly would not be, or should not be. Yeah, it's more been like me narrating and just destroying parts of my town and systematically dismantling it. But I think this is okay. I hate that we're running low on firewood. We have a lot of logs, though. Like, we might need, like, a 3rd woodcutter, I guess. So this guy has cattle. Well, there's no way we're going to be able to afford them. Unless... What do we need? 1,600. Do we even have 1,600 total value here? There'd be, like... We have, like, 600 plus 300 and something. So, no, we don't. You know what? I'm actually going to go into my trading post here, and I'm going to take our desired amount of iron tools and hide coats down a little bit in the hopes that more of those will then go to our population, and as a result of that, I'm going to prioritize chopping this thing down, by the way. But as a result of that, hopefully our town has more tools and more coats, so maybe they're less likely to freeze to death, you know? That's what I'm thinking. We're about to enter our 2nd winter over the course of this video, and I think it's going to be okay. Now, someone told me you can indeed produce a brewer with berries. Now, I don't know if we actually produce berries in our town. I think our gatherers do. Is that what people were telling me? If I look at our gatherers, yeah, they produce berries. So we could have somebody producing alcohol here. I don't want to use all the berries for it. Let's set an alcohol limit of 300 for now, and we'll have one of our laborers work in the tavern. So hopefully this will improve happiness, maybe a little bit of health as well. I don't know how alcohol 100% works in the game. I think it primarily improves happiness, though. Like it does in real life, except, you know, all of those lives that it also destroys sometimes. Okay, blacksmith is at the maximum for iron tools, which is good. He'll become like a de facto laborer for now. And the ale is being not produced because you are... lacking something. But what? What do you need? You need berries? I guess we are probably eating a lot of berries, but I still don't mind keeping like just a worker in the tavern to begin with. Please tell me that this storage barn gets demolished sooner rather than later. Now, we do have some extra laborers. I'm going to maybe make another hunter. Is this a hunter cabin? 2 working here. I used to have a hunting cabin up here, but I don't anymore. Oh, you have no foresters working here. Okay, well, that's going to change. Let me, again, I have to kind of micromanage my foresters' lodges. You're of 2 of 2. You're at 2 of 2. And you are at 2 of 2. So that's 6. And we need a 7th forester here. Alright. We probably could have not used 2 laborers for that, but I'm okay with that as well, because, you know, this having Foresters Lodges working at good production efficiency does help our gatherers and maybe our hunters as well. So we actually are getting some ale produced, I think. I'm trying to see where it's being stored. Hey, that's a new one. I didn't notice, or I didn't realize that we would have eggs produced by chickens. I mean, obviously it makes sense, but I was just kind of considering them for butchering meat. Pretty soon we are going to have to split our pasture, because, you know, the 16 chickens is good. It's better than we had when we started, of course, but I don't really want to... Oh, what do we have? What's the problem here? Production limit? That's a good thing. That's good. Our stonecutter can then become a de facto laborer. But we want to have 2 pastures full of chickens, basically, because then we get, you know, way more eggs, way more meat production, possibly. I don't totally know how splitting actually works in the game, though, so I'm worried that I would just end up, like, killing 8 chickens for no reason. But 8 chickens is probably not that much food, all things considered. So we might want to, next year, build another pasture. Food is low and firewood is low, but actually when I look at the resources, apart from the alerts here, it looks pretty good to me. I don't think we're going to lose anybody this year, let's put it that way. Now, we might want to, again, now that the storage barn is done, I'm really interested to see where these crop field farmers deposit their food. If they walk it to, like, a storage barn across town, like this storage barn, that's a trading post, sorry. This storage barn, I'm going to be real mad, but hopefully they don't do that, and they're a little bit smarter than that. So, I think, probably a smart idea, maybe next year we build 1 house and a second pasture, and then we try to split our chickens into that second pasture. And then we can start slaughtering them as well. I shouldn't sound so giddy about that, but that's okay. You know what? We don't even need to wait for the next season. Let me just take a look at my houses. Yeah, there are a couple of houses that are getting packed full of people of a fecund age here. Why don't we put a second builder on? And this is going to use some logs, so I'm really hoping that this doesn't completely bust our firewood situation. But we'll put another house here. You want to put them fairly close to the market, of course, so that there's still efficient distribution of resources. And then, I put another house over here as well, but hopefully they'll prioritize one over the other. Nothing needs to be removed to make these, so I think they're going to be done pretty quickly. And we should get the second pasture up as soon as possible, because obviously, you know, it's like long-term investing. The earlier you invest, probably the better off you're going to be, just due to the benefits of being an early adopter. So after this amount of chickens, I believe they will be slaughtered to keep us at our population count. So I would rather have 2 fields with 8 chickens than 1 field with 16, because then we could actually get a maximum of 32. People immediately moved into that other house. This is good from a population growth standpoint. Let me put down a pasture quickly. And, I mean, I kind of don't want to put it down, like, right here, but it's not the best location for it, but I don't want to move it too far away either, because, like, I could put a pasture over here, but I'm not sure if, you know what, it's probably fine. Let's put a pasture down over here, shall we? Right there. Is 10 by 10 enough? I don't know. It looks roughly the same size as the other pasture we've got, so we'll put this on pause for now. And I'm feeling pretty good about this, all things considered. I think we've had good population growth this video. It's been a quiet video, but a good video nonetheless. How much ale have you produced? 1 stone. Beats me how that happened, but 7 ale. That's not very much. We've reached the maximum for iron tools, which is always a very good thing. Don't take that as a negative. This house will be done shortly, and we'll see if people move in there. Health of our citizens is still 3.5, which is not where I'd like it to be, but happiness is 4, which is a little bit better than we've had at some points in the past. I think we're going to start to actually get something happening here. Wooden house will have 2 people move in right away. That's fine. Let's get a second pasture going here, and we'll see if there's been, like, chicken production. Yeah, we've had 4 chickens. Last season, we had 114 eggs. That is pretty nice from a food standpoint. It's not nearly as much as, like, gatherers, for example, but, or our gatherers get for us, I should say, but it's still very, very good. So I think I'm just going to build a road kind of through the trees here to make sure everything's all kind of interconnected. I don't know how much roads actually improve our efficiency, but I think it's good to have them nonetheless. What are we low on? Probably firewood and iron. Food and food. Well, actually, our food looks pretty good to me. You may disagree. Okay, so let's pause it for a second, because I want to figure out how this works. Why can I not split my... Maybe I need to have 1 more person working here first? So let's put a second farmer on duty. They'll start working here. And, yep, we want chickens. And we can split now. So, I just want 1 second here. Because this should not have 2 possible workers. Where's our herdsman? No citizens are available to work at this location. I very much disagree. What if I split this now? You have 8 of 16. You have 8 of 20, so this is actually a little bit bigger. There should be a citizen here. I'm seriously trying to figure this out. We have 2 herdsmen. We have 2 herdsmen assigned to work. What's your problem? 1 citizen does not have a job. You should have a job! What are you walking over to the dock for? Oh, there you go. He finally figured it out. Good, so there go our 8 chickens. Very nice of them to just wander across the bridge there and, you know, become their own separate pasture here. So this should be pretty good for food production now. And we are up to like 46 population, which is pretty nice relative to where we were a little while ago. So we have 8 of 20, 8 of 16. It's going to take a little bit longer before we actually get to eat these delectable chickens, but that's okay. Now, I'm really, really interested to see when harvest time approaches where these crop fields actually end up being harvested to. Also, oh, actually, we do have a guy working here. He didn't look like he was doing a great job at first, but, you know, knowing how stupid my population is, this is probably like 8 male chickens over here and 8 female chickens over here, but hopefully that doesn't end up actually being an issue, although, to be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised at this point. So, I'm eagerly awaiting the approach of the harvest here. This is not even that much food to begin with. 700 peppers is actually pretty good. So, let's follow Beth. She is not looking so good right now. Let's follow the citizen Gladison instead. Where are you going to walk these delicious peppers to as the late summer approaches? You walk them over... okay! It might not seem like a huge deal, but that actually greatly improves our efficiency that the peppers are going into this storage barn instead of the one completely across town. That's good. Both pastures kind of reproducing here, and I think we're going to have a very self-sustaining winter here. As we are approaching 50 population, lots of children, good but bad. And I really want to have like a winter where I don't run into firewood and food problems. And if that happens, then I'll feel good enough to maybe generate like another population explosion. As for right now, I know we're a little low on firewood, but I think I can justify building one more house. Well, we're not low on firewood, I should say. We're a little bit low on logs, but I think I can justify building one more house so that our population is primed to grow a little bit more in the future. And look at that, 4 health and 4.5 happiness now. People are getting a little bit better off. How much ale did we produce this year? 28 ale. That's enough for half of our townspeople to have 1 drink a year, basically. Oh, okay, well, like 2/3 of our adult population are townspeople. Now, what are we low on here? We're a little bit low on log production. We might want to get another forester working. Foresters' lodges don't produce that many logs. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why we only produced 6 last season, but they might produce like enough for 1 house per lodge. Do we have a forester's lodge that only has 1? We do. So why don't we put one of our laborers to work here? And you should be at 2 of 2 now after I click that. Good. All right. Keep people working in like primary resource production so that we don't find ourselves completely crapped upon as things change. And look at that. Look at how our food looks in this autumn compared to last autumn. I don't know if that's entirely because of our pepper situation, but I know that that efficiency has greatly improved things. All right, so I'm feeling pretty good about this now. As our population grows, we may want to now start thinking about making a mine. We're not doing very well when it comes to iron production, so a mine would be nice, but we need to find a mountain to slot that mine into. And it's also going to cost us a lot of wood and stone to make that happen. So I think, let me take a look at a mine quickly. I always forget where that is. There it is. We can put one maybe over here. There might be a convenient location to get this mine set up. It's always a little tedious to get the mine placement working because it has to be like set into a mountain. But not too much. Well, there's another mountain, like, right over here. Yeah, okay, we can put our mine, like, right next to the town, basically. I don't know if this is a terrible idea from a food production standpoint. But whatever. We'll do it anyway. So let's keep this mine paused for the winter. And the reason for that is that I want all of the logs that we're producing to be used for firewood. But then, we'll get it built as soon as possible. So I took one of our laborers off. I meant to take one of our builders off. So that we have another laborer who can be used for, I don't know, resource generation or something like that. You're up to 11. You're up to 13. We're going to reach capacity on our pastures again pretty quickly. We might want to set up another pasture and just get a lot of meat production done. But at some point, I think maybe our population would be best served not by just becoming extra herdsmen all the time. I think having 2 pastures right now is fine. We could always just make like a bigger pasture later or something like that. Alright, so we had another population growth there. We are almost at 50, which is kind of a goal of mine. Oh, maybe we didn't have another population growth there. It's early winter. Plenty of food. Food production is fine now, at least as our population stays at its same size. Our firewood production is a little bit below adequate. We might want to set up another woodcutter. Okay, let me just take a look for a second. How much wood did you produce? You're producing about 200 firewood a year. You're producing like 500 firewood a year. Why are you so inefficient? Because the logs are probably mostly being pulled from this area, I guess. I'm just trying to see if building another building another woodcutter would actually help us from an efficiency standpoint. I don't know. Maybe it would, maybe it wouldn't. I think we've done a lot of good work when it comes to actually making our town way more efficient over the course of this video, though. We are at 50 population if you count children right now, which is great. Do we have any people living in the boarding house? No. Hopefully we're insulated from another natural disaster. Firewood is low, firewood is low. This is fine. I think we're going to make it through this winter, and that's probably when we'll end this video. Didn't expand greatly, but I think that's fine. I think we made some good stuff happen nonetheless. So yeah, food did fine. Food did fine. I mean, there's nothing else to say, really. Hopefully some children will come of age over the course of this next season, and we'll be able to make some good stuff happen. But let's get this, let's get work done on the mine. We could probably afford to have one extra builder. I don't think we have laborers really doing anything right now. But we will, if there's laborers that are not doing anything, we will have them go to work in the mines, because we could use a little bit of iron production. Now, a trading post, or a trader has showed up. Let's see what he has to offer. He has peaches and peppers. We're going to dismiss him because I have no need for either of those. I don't know if you can actually get, like, seeds from the fruits themselves. Did we get another trader? No, it's just... he's gone, and it's like, you dismissed him so quickly. Are you sure you didn't want him to stay? Sorry. I'm not going to end the video just yet. I just want to see if maybe we can get the mine produced first so I don't forget to assign somebody to work on it. But all things considered, I'm feeling very good about the way that this episode went down, and I feel like I've really improved the health and happiness of my townspeople. I've improved the efficiency of my town, and we're going to be having some delicious Swiss Chalet-style quarter chicken dinners in the new year, I think. We are 73% complete, so almost done there. And you know what? 33% population growth over the course of one episode is fine by me as well. Now, we do have an extra laborer now. We may want to send that laborer to cut down trees in an area that's not covered by this forester's area. And this is not really efficient, because they're going to have to walk very, very far away to make it happen. But we need logs, and we have 2 laborers who are otherwise not really doing that much. So I think it's okay. And we'll assign 1 builder to work in the mines for now to make sure our iron production continues to be okay. We don't need iron as much as maybe we need stone just to build houses for now. We did have another population member come of age, so we have 3 laborers now. So we'll definitely, we might have 2 people working the mines, because, you know, they only pull out like 5 or 6 iron per person per year, I think. But this is good. I'm feeling very good. Firewood's still a little touch and go. Might want to cut down some of these, although I hate cutting down trees around gatherers' huts and hunters' lodges, because it really, you know, ruins the, or handicaps the efficiency of especially gatherers' huts. But anyway, seriously, just bash it a couple more times with your axe. There you go. We have 3 laborers. Let's assign 1 builder and 1 of our laborers. And so we have 2 people working on the mine right now. I think that's going to be enough to keep our iron production fairly okay for the time being. And I think that's where we're going to stop this video, so thanks again for watching. I've really enjoyed making this series, and I'm really happy that now it looks like our town is doing okay, so I don't have to restart again. I was of 2 minds. I thought maybe we should just restart before, you know, things got completely off the wrong track, but I think we've recovered a little bit here, and now maybe we're finally poised to be in a position where we can grow sustainably. But as always, thanks for watching. I appreciate your support in the series. If you enjoyed the episode, liking the video helps out a great deal, and of course, subscribe if you want to see more Banished every single day. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.